Hello everyone, good afternoon. Welcome back to our cross-cultural communication and travel course. I'm Andrew Wu, your host. Today we're going to be talking about a very special journey that we had, my guest today, that we shared together 2 years ago, almost to the date, 2 years ago. We went to the United States together on a very special trip to attend an international conference. So we'll be talking about what it's like to go to a very secluded place, actually, in the United States. But first things first, I'd like to introduce my guest today. Very special man, Mr. Emile Lin. He is a good friend of mine, a school brother of mine as well. We're both alumni of the Foreign English department. He is extremely talented, very accomplished writer. He is a colleague of mine also in the Self-Learning Center. He teaches the English in Use workshop as well as he also works in the Face-to-Face Writing Center, as you heard from Iris earlier. So Emile, welcome.
Thank you, Andrew. Thank you for your wonderful introduction about me.
Yes, Emile is a legend, I think. Many of you have taken his courses, I think, in the English in Use workshop. Emile, could you tell us a little bit about what you're doing here at Florida University?
Basically, I teach 2 workshops every semester, and now I'm teaching IELTS.
IELTS.
So we're working on graph reading recently, so if you are interested, you can come to my workshop next week. Next week will be our last week on graph reading.
On graph reading. And what is the time?
It starts from 1 to 2:50.
2:50
every week.
Every week. On which day?
Monday.
On Mondays. So Mondays in the afternoon. So if you're free at that time, do you still have space in the classroom?
Yeah, there are a lot of space. Everyone is welcome, so please come.
Yes. And the other?
The other one is business English.
Business English.
If you want to write application for jobs and if you want to know some strategy in job interview, you can come to my workshop. I'll tell you everything you need. Okay.
Yes, very good. Actually, Emile is not just an accomplished technical writer. Emile is currently an MA student at Taiwan Normal University.
Yes.
National Taiwan Normal University. And you study literature, is that right?
Yes, I study literature.
Yes, so not just an accomplished technical writer, but also a skilled writer of literary analysis. Isn't that right?
Yeah.
Yes, you are, yes. Okay, and that is the origins, actually, of our trip to Nebraska. But let's start with a very easy question.
Okay.
So do you like chocolate, Emile? Isn't that an easy question?
I do. When I'm stressful, I like to eat a lot of sweets and fried food, although they are really bad to you.
That's true, yes. But that's okay. We're going to eat some today.
Sure.
I have brought for us today some chocolates from Germany.
Oh.
These are from the Chocolate Museum in Cologne. So we're going to eat one together, so we're going to relieve our stress.
Okay.
Sure. And we have some other kinds of chocolates coming up.
Okay.
So Emile,
Yes.
if people ask you, what is the meaning of travel, or why do we travel? What would you say? In a very romantic way or poetically, why do we travel?
I think people travel to leave our original country because when we go to another country, nobody knows who we are, so we can do whatever we want.
We
so
can?
I think,
We
yes.
can?
So that's what I like about traveling. Yeah, because in another country, I'm a foreigner. Nobody knows me, so I can be a completely new person there. So I think it is a very good opportunity for you to do some self-exploration,
right,
do something beyond your boundary.
Right, something you would not normally do in a place that, I see. So you get a chance in travel to reinvent yourself.
Yes.
Is that what you mean? Yeah. Would you also say that you leave to reinvent yourself, ultimately to come back?
Ultimately to come back?
Or maybe not, you just...
I think that really depends on how satisfying that trip is. If that trip is very satisfying, then I will not think about coming back that soon. But if that trip turns out to be very frustrating or depressing,
that happens sometimes.
Then I will want to come back to Taiwan as soon as possible.
Yeah, I know, but I mean in a more poetic sense, right?
Okay.
When we leave, is there always something that we want to return to when we travel? Is there always a feeling of coming back? And this is connected to actually our trip to Nebraska. What is it? What do you think?
I think what makes people want to go out to other countries is that they want to find something new.
Find something new.
They think they don't have the opportunity to find exactly what they need in their own country.
Mm-hmm.
So they want to set out on a journey to find that.
To find something new, yes. And that is actually a very good point, Emile. Our topic today is called On the Frontier. And we visited Nebraska. It is in the United States. Where is Nebraska? We should tell the students.
I think it's in the very middle of America.
It is in the middle of America, like in the exact center, where there is nothing.
Yeah.
Like literally, almost nothing, right?
Very plain.
Yeah, when we think about visiting the United States, we think of visiting the coast, right?
Yes.
You visit California, or that's the West Coast, or you visit the East Coast, right? You go to New York, right? Or you go to Florida, which is also on the coast. But we went to the center of the United States. Right? We remember that trip, actually. Yeah. Maybe we should talk a little bit about why we did that.
Okay.
What was the purpose of going to Nebraska?
Yeah, we went there because the author we were studying at that time came from Nebraska.
Yes, so this is a very special thing, and I'd like to show you all actually a few things. Our slides, are they working properly? Hopefully we can see that. But if not, we can show you a photograph. This is a poster of the conference that we attended. So if you help me, we can show the wonderful. Yes, this is the author that we visited. Her hometown, actually, yes. Her name is Willa Cather. Willa Cather. She was a 20th century American writer, and she's famous for many things. She wrote a wonderful novel called My Antonia, My Antonia, which Emile has written about. It's a very wonderful novel. If you want an easy beginning to American literature, we highly recommend reading My Antonia. It is a story about nostalgia, about this place in America, about Nebraska. And the title of the conference was called Fragments of Desire, Cather and the Arts. And it was held actually in her hometown. This is an image of Cather's hometown. So we can talk about this.
That's Red Cloud, right?
Yes, this is Red Cloud. Red Cloud, Nebraska. Now, what's happening here in this image? This is in June, of course. What was the weather like in Nebraska?
It was hot.
It was hot, yeah. And it was really hard to get there, remember, Emile? Remember how hard it was?
Yeah. It took us 36 hours to arrive.
It took us 36 hours, yes.
Nebraska.
Do you want to tell everyone how about the journey? You can turn back.
So first, we need to take a 15-hour flight from Taoyuan to Los Angeles.
Yes, we met at Taoyuan Airport, and we took a 15-hour flight to Los Angeles. They call it LAX.
Yes.
And that was okay, I think.
That was okay.
That wasn't terrible.
Yeah.
that was the beginning of our troubles.
Yes.
So we got to LA, and
then we need to fly from LA to Minneapolis.
That's right. We had to fly further into the United States to Minneapolis. Yeah, and
that was 4 hours.
I think it was 4 hours. Yeah.
And then from Minneapolis, we need to fly another flight.
Yes.
To
where?
Lincoln.
I think we flew to Omaha. Omaha.
Yeah.
We got to Omaha, which is in Nebraska. Oh my gosh, it was. We got progressively more minorities. So we were all Taiwanese when we were in Taoyuan.
Yes.
But when we got to LA, it was we felt kind of like mixed races, right? Some Asians, some Caucasians, some African Americans, all kinds of races. But by the time we got to Omaha, I think we were the only Asians there.
Yeah, we were the minority.
We were definitely minority when we got to this very white area of the United States. Okay, but that's not all. We finally arrived in Omaha, and then?
And then we need to look for different kinds of car.
That's right. We ended up taking a
van.
A van. That's right. A limousine service of sorts. But we had to take it, and then we had to actually go by this driving system. We went through Lincoln all the way down to, I think it was called Harding. Harding, something like that. And then we had to take a taxi to the small town of Red Cloud, and we stayed in the small town next to it, actually.
Yeah. So it was really tiring.
It was a really tiring experience to get there. And what did we see? Let's show you some photos. I'd like to show you some photos of what we saw. The next photo, please. Is that okay? Oh, thank you. Yes, this is what we saw.
Every day.
This is what it looks like in Nebraska, down there in Nebraska, and it's just never ending.
Yeah.
It's just never ending. Cornfields, and this is what we call the Great Plains of the United States, this kind of landscape. And Willa Cather, our author, she describes this kind of landscape as flat, as an iron sheet. Do we have this kind of landscape in Taiwan?
Not really.
Not really.
Yeah, not really.
Did you like the landscape? Did you enjoy it?
For the first few days, I enjoyed it, but later on, I got really tired.
You got really yeah. Okay. Yeah, it's kind of a different experience, right? Going to where nothing is.
Yeah.
But can we go back to the earlier slide? Let's see if I can control here. Does it work? Okay. So this is the small town of Red Cloud, Nebraska.
Yeah, this is the center.
This is the center, and this is the main street. Have you ever been to Disneyland or Disney World?
No.
No? If you go to Disneyland or Disney World, there is an attraction at many of these Disney sites called Main Street USA. And it sort of depicts what an American small town looks like. And I visited Disneyland before. This looks exactly like Main Street USA. And it looks exactly like Disneyland. You have two rows of architecture, not too high, maybe 2 to 3 stories high. And our conference was actually held here, right? This is where our conference was held. This was the Red Cloud Opera House, where the Willa Cather Foundation is. And that's it for the town. This is actually, most of the town is here. And then it's just houses, and then a lot of corn. A lot of corn. That's all. Yeah. Okay, so I think this is a good time for us to take a question, actually, from the audience. So, do we have a question?
Yeah, sure. We have a lot of questions.
Yes.
And
in the meantime, we will eat some more chocolate. Emile, go ahead.
Okay. Like 2 of the students asked quite the same question. They asked you that does the emptiness of Nebraska make you miss the convenience of Taiwan, or that you actually enjoy it? And the other question is, would you like to go there again?
Okay, that is a wonderful question. Yeah. Who asked that question? May I ask?
The second question was asked by Xie Yushan.
Okay, Xie Yushan, thank you for your question, Yushan. That's a wonderful question.
And Fu Kewei.
Thank you for your questions. So, Emile, do you want to answer first?
I think Andrew and I have completely different opinions to these questions. Okay.
Go ahead.
So basically, I'm a very city person. So when I went there after a few days, I felt really anxious.
You felt anxious?
Yes, because there was nothing there.
Yeah.
So I missed the convenience of the city a lot, and
I
couldn't wait to go back to Taiwan.
Yeah.
So that's what I thought about Nebraska after a few days. But in the first few days, it was really wonderful because I got the opportunity to see what Cather described in the novel.
Yes.
And I think Cather really gave a very candid description of Nebraska.
Now the description is absolutely spot on. And let me ask a follow-up question, Emile.
Sure.
Did you feel that because you had read about the landscape, because you had been there on the page,
Yes.
but seeing it in real life made it even better? For instance, if you hadn't read it before,
Yes.
it makes it different. So the point I want to make for you all is that reading really does open your view of the world. Knowing a place on the page really helps you, and I think that's something we've experienced as literary majors, like literature majors, that knowing a place on the page will help you all in when you actually visit there, knowing something about the place. Yeah. So for me, I felt, actually it's a little bit spooky. I was telling you, if you look at this sort of landscape, like I showed you, the landscape of the Great Plains, and it just keeps going and going and going for many hours. The feeling that you get is that you are very, very small.
Yes.
You're very, very insignificant. And if Emile wanted to murder me, kill me, and bury me somewhere in the cornfield, no one would ever know. So yes, I'm very thankful that Emile did not do that. But the feeling is certainly a feeling of emptiness and loneliness. Yeah. Okay. Did we answer both questions?
Yes.
Okay, very good. Thank you both, Yu-san and Koei, for your questions. Excellent. So let's talk a little bit, I think, about attending. So this is more landscape here. I think we can get to the prairie and the frontiersmen. So this is an image of the time of Willa Cather and how these frontiersmen, they built, their living spaces here in the landscape. And this is part of the setting of My Antonia.
Yeah.
And so we were able to see some of these structures, how they built bigger houses. So this is the home of Willa Cather, and it's a very iconic image here. Of the Cather hometown. So this is me missing the convenience of 7